Test. Test. Hello everyone and welcome to Arizona State Hockey YouTube's presentation of the 2019 Division II Men's Western Regional. I'm Brett Vaughn. As we welcome in you tonight at Oceanside Ice Arena, as it's the number 10 Cal State Northridge Matadors versus the number 11th ranked Montana State Bobcats. As I welcome in my second partner for tonight's broadcast, Seth Askelson, on loan from Grand Canyon University. Seth, it's great to have you here.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me in.
And for both teams tonight, we'll start with Cal State Northridge. They have a very impressive 12-1 home record. How are the Matadors going to be able to bring that home ice advantage to Tempe tonight?
Well, for them, it's a neutral ice game, right? It's not like Montana State's played here all season long. So, you know, the road record not as pretty. It's 8-5-1. It's still over 500 when they leave Northridge. So, not too bad at all, but they got to find a way to use their speed. I saw them play GCU earlier in the season, and just a fast team that very counter-attack like. They get that puck, they move it right up the ice. So if you're odd man, there's no way you're catching up. You just better hope you can defend an odd man rush.
For the Bobcats, they really took a step up with their organization this season, electing to have a head scout, Merrick Parnell, added to the organization, and it's really shown and taken strides for their hockey club.
Yeah, when you have a head scout, a guy that's specific to going out, finding talent, right? I mean, when you think about the ACHA, a lot of guys on each team are local to whatever state that college is in. You look here, like 4 guys from California, 3 from San Jose. You take a look at their outstanding freshman, Ross Hansen from Alaska. He's got 21 in 24. So that head scout really allowed them to survey the landscape on the West Coast, find talent from everywhere, and that talent's coming in and producing.
Well, folks, settle in. Just in a couple minutes, we're going to bring you live hockey action here from Oceanside Ice Arena. This is the Division II Men's Western Regional on ASU ACHA Hockey YouTube. Hello everyone and welcome back to Arizona State Hockey YouTube's presentation of the 2019 Division II Men's Western Regional, and we'll have tonight's starting goaltenders. For the Montana State Bobcats, it'll be the junior Christian Butler, 6'1", native from Simi Valley, California, 13 games played and a 7-4 record. For Cal State Northridge, it'll be the goaltender number 30, Brandon Calvoda from Phoenix, Arizona, the native local here for this tournament. 12 games played and a 7-3 record. And somebody, Seth, that you really took an eye on when Northridge played GCU earlier this year.
Yeah, Calvoda was really good. He played exceptional. We got to see both Calvoda and Sepe. And really, when you're looking at Cal State Northridge, it's a team that they can use any goaltender they want, and it seems to be effective. The numbers are high, but it's a high-pressure situation. Let's see how Calvoda performs. I have a feeling he'll play well. And we'll see if it's a goaltending matchup.
And folks, we're underway here with the Bobcats winning the draw in front. It'll be Zachary Carnes rimming it around the weak side. Second chance opportunity for him is not able to get it out. Jay Forbes throws it back down deep. Bobcats operating Ryan Patton, cycling it back down. It'll get taken away. Now the forward Ross Hansen in his own zone, and he can't connect on that pass. Forbes ends up coughing the puck up. Centered in front, and the block shot from Luke Bain went with a skate save, and it comes out into the neutral zone. Bing throws it back down as Montana State will get their first change of the hockey game. Aaron pass out of their own zone from the defenseman Matthew Bushtong goes all the way down for an icing call.
Yeah, that's the first time the puck has been out of Cal State Northridge's zone all game. 53 seconds in, and the first time it's out of the zone, it's all the way down for an icing, and it's coming back. So Montana State doing a good job early on, coming in and really establishing dominance here.
Bobcats win the draw. Walking the point, Coulter looking for that redirection, unable to get it. Puck centered out in front, and that's cleared away from the crease of the goaltender, Calvoda. Calvoda gets a quick shot on, but he's able to chest it and have no rebound.
Yeah, good job by Calvoda to really to stand in there and make that save, right? Sometimes the hardest saves to make are the easiest looking ones, and right there, it's all about feeling that first puck of the game, right? A couple of those shots in that first rush and really that first cycle by Montana State didn't get through, so the first time he's really feeling the puck, and he makes the save.
Fanning on the point shot was a defenseman, Eli Burgent. That allowed Northridge to gain the zone. Retrieving for that puck and getting taken down was Cody Thomas, ending up paying the price. As being physical that time was DJ Howell. Trying to retrieve it in his own zone is Nikolai Gears. Deking his way out of his own zone. The wrist shot on. Puck ends up getting blocked by a Bobcat player. Still loose in front. Weak shot on. Easily saved by the goaltender Butler.
Yeah, early on here, Cal State Northridge using their physicality to try and grab some momentum back. The first time they've really had any sort of puck possession, and it all comes from the physicality at the neutral ice.
Marr back in his own zone, trying to hit a neutral zone regroup, as Northridge will finish off the change. Montana State gets that pass intercepted. Wrist shot on. Butler gets the right pad save. Northridge again going back in their own zone. Matthew Hoover dumps it down deep. Puck coming over to the half wall. Collecting now is Grayson Zamilis. Zamilis up to the point. Point shot on, and Butler's able to fight through the traffic and see the point shot from Zachary Carnes. Puck flipped up in the neutral zone. Ends up taking a spill. Northridge able to negotiate the change and not have too many men. Going the other way, and Butler is able to glove that down, and we'll have a whistle with 17-17 left in this first period.
Not sure if that rush really should have happened. I thought there was a hand pass here. The puck high in the air. Defenseman catches it and kind of lets it go. I know he wasn't necessarily trying to throw. He just kind of got away from him. But it was picked up by Cal State Northridge. So the official made the judgment that it was touched by Montana State, but Montana State might feel a little shafted on that call.
Bobcats won the draw. Jay Forbes brings it out into the neutral zone. Now his teammate Patton. Patton skating through. Patton with the shot on. Misses wide left. Again, trying to come out with that puck. It'll now be collected by Eli Burngut. Able to find the home run pass to Abaya. Quentin Abaya couldn't get the shot on, as it was a nice defensive play by Ross Jewell.
Yeah, Jewell staying right in front of Abaya, and Abaya trying that pull-up move. You could see him start to move his hips back. And a good job by Abaya to stick with him.
Montana State trying to center that in front was Bing, unable to find his teammate. Northridge, the hard rim, gets intercepted by Truex. Truex trying to get that shot on, gets blocked by a Matador player. Puck trying to fight for it. Montana State couldn't get a handle of it. Now they finally do. Forbes ends up getting checked by the forward Abaya, but he can only get that puck out to the neutral zone, as now they're going to have to regroup in their own zone.
Cal State Northridge doing a good job really starting to get that puck out of their own end, even though they just threw it in their own bench. But we saw early on in that first couple of minutes, it was kind of a suffocating forecheck by Montana State, really not allowing Cal State Northridge to get the puck off the half wall and out of the zone. And Cal State Northridge now taking their time a little bit and finding the correct breakout to get out of their own zone.
Face up to the right of Calvoda. Puck finally being taken out by Gino Norick. Norick slides it over to Ramirez. Ramirez needs to check. Norick gets it right back. Backhand pass on out of the reach of his line mate, John Michael Larin.
Can't have your head down in this game. A lot of heavy hits being thrown. We're only 4 minutes
Larin
in.
coming back in, trying to deke around the defenseman. That time, Cody Thomas unable to do so. Looks like the net's dislodged off its moorings, and we're going to have a stoppage in play.
Yeah, the net comes off. Montana State not allowed to change, but the physicality, it seems like we've been playing for a good 10, 15 minutes with the amount of heavy hits we're seeing, and they're coming in droves, not even 4 minutes in, or not even 5 minutes in, should I say, and we'll see if it keeps it up. We'll see what team's able to use that to their momentum.
Yep, definitely can understand both teams really scaling this up, especially in terms of the postseason. So much on the line for both of these teams. Again, this is a single elimination tournament, and whatever team ends up losing is going to be packing their bags.
Yeah, it's a winner go home right here, and Cal State Northridge a little confused on who should be on the ice right now. And really that kind of hurts them because Montana State wasn't allowed to change. It gave them an extra 30 seconds of rest. That line up there for a little long, not too gassed, but always want to catch your opponent off guard, and especially if they got tired legs.
Montana State, errant pass by Sam Coulter. Bobcats dump it in. Connor Steffen gets that puck over his stick. Now with numbers 2-on-1 for the Matadors. And the puck centered in front! And it was Abaya right at the doorstep, and Butler is able to flash the glove and make the big save. Big opportunity for the Matadors. Now coming down again, Andre Ramirez coming in, and it ends up being a too many men call that we saw in the game earlier today. And again, it's that back linesman and able to whistle the play down. Matadors very undisciplined, and they're going to be heading to the box for the first time this hockey game.
Yeah, and usually you see really the teams are a lot better at this as you come along throughout the season, but for CSUN, that's a tough one too, because usually in the NHL game you don't see it unless they're standing right in front of the bench. The puck was moved up the ice. It was Ramirez who was racing, and the call was made, and off to the box is Cal State Northridge.
It's going to be Bing and Lauren in the draw, won by Bing. Puck on the half wall, trying to dig out. It was Patton out of his skates, and he ends up coughing the puck up to the Matadors player, Carnes, and he dumps it 200 feet. Skating up through the middle, Bobcats with some one-touch passing. Over to the far side, up to the point. Patton loses the puck. Going the other way is Ramirez. Ramirez all by himself. Ramirez with the wrist shot on. Again, another save by Butler.
Well, Ramirez getting that breakaway chance he thought he had before the too many men penalty, and nearly buries that one.
Patton almost wheels his way in there, but puck gets cleared out into the neutral zone. Ramirez another opportunity. Ramirez delaying, waiting for his line mate. Ramirez puts the puck right in front, and the rebound just popped out of the way of George Renzenikoff. Back and forth action here. Bobcats coming again. Steffen wheeling around the offensive zone. A button hook below the goal line. Looking up to the point. Finds a defenseman, Conti. Conti looking for the redirection. Puck still loose. Matadors cleared all the way down. 44 seconds left on the man advantage for the Bobcats.
We'll go back to Ramirez's last chance. He deked the stick out of Forbes' hand. Forbes dropped it. And a good play by Forbes to recognize not going to have enough time to pick up his stick and go back. He had to use his body, and he was able to cut off Ramirez enough to not get an A1 chance.
Ryan Pierce throws it back up to the point. Clear finally all the way down by Eli Berngut. Under 20 seconds now in this 0-0 hockey game.
And we really saw the speed that we talked about in the pregame, right? It just had a Berngut there, and you got Ramirez streaking down the ice. So a lot of speed for Cal State Northridge, and it's oh so close to going up by one.
Paris winds up, rebound right in front. Calvoda had him made a second chance save, and the play's whistled down as the net is off its moorings in the Northridge zone. Looks like it ends up being kicked by a Bobcat player, and the referees are motioning the faceoff's going to be out in the neutral zone.
Yeah, the officials, like you said, saying that it was out of play, or the net got kicked off, by a Montana State player. So a tough break there. Montana State really had a great opportunity, and they really had a good puck movement going, but unfortunately the net got kicked off. Kind of a lot of bodies out in front, and unfortunately the net slides off.
Takes a weird hop in front of the goaltender, Calvoda. Couple big hits being thrown on the half wall, kept in by the Bobcats. Jaime Velasquez couldn't get the puck out. Now over to the weak side of the zone. Getting there first is Tom Dobricott. Dobricott goes D to D. Trying to cycle it back out, and finally it is by Northridge. Hustling to beat out that icing was Grayson Zemilis. He's able to and cycles it back down. Zemilis trying to go in again. Puck goes by him though. Bobcats the other way. Gaining the middle ice line is going to be Orion Herman. Dangerous play though. Bobcats have an opportunity. Trying to center that in front. Calvoda stretches out to make the save, but can't get the whistle. Gavin Gary able to win the puck. Now goes up to the point. Point shot on. Ends up being blocked by the forward, Zemilis.
Little miscommunication there by the goaltender, Calvoda. He came out, looked like he was going to drop it off, and he was hoping that defenseman went around the other side. He was going to kind of set a screen on Gary. Instead, everybody went the same way, and Gary grabbed that puck and nearly put it in.
A little too strong of a pass from Cody Thomas. Ends up going all the way down for an icing call. Northridge is going to be able to try to establish some more pressure in the offensive end, as most of their chances have just been on the rush and really just 1 or 2 shots and out.
Yeah, you're seeing kind of a lot of one and done, right? You're seeing a lot of good shots, maybe a rebound, but it's going the other way. Cal State Northridge, almost a victim of their own speed, if that makes sense. They're going so fast that, you know, when they lose the puck, they got to start getting back on defense as well. So it'll be interesting to see if Montana State can take advantage of that. Sometimes you're seeing 4 white jerseys below the circles, and in a game like this, like you said, it's win or go home. And the first goal of this game is very important. Of any hockey game, it's important, but you got to set the tone.
Thomas getting out in his own zone, sends it tape to Forbes. Forbes trying to get that redirection from Thomas, unable to. The Matadors going the other way. Sweet toe drag was the forward, Abaya, but he loses control of it. Now up to the point. Matadors go D to D. Bushton throws it back down the corner. Tight turn by DJ Howell. Howell will get thrown into the boards by Thomas. Walking up to the point. Pass gets blocked by Abaya. Both teams jamming at it. Comes up to Abaya at the point. Abaya looking for that redirection and squirts through with no tip. Kept it in by the Matadors, and finally it'll be saved by Butler, and he'll allow his team to go for a whistle.
Yeah, kind of an interesting cycle there, right? A lot of passing around. I think you're seeing Montana State doing a good job, making sure nothing's getting towards the front of the net. A lot of passes, but not a lot of shots. The one shot from the point got blocked away, and then the only counted shot of that rush just gets tipped and easily held on.
Montana State was just about to clear their own blue line, but it ends up getting stripped away and back in their own defensive zone. Puck hops over to the stick, and now it'll be thrown back in by Gears, but a little too high, and the puck will go out of play.
Yeah, lower glass here. Obviously, a lot of teams playing in normal ice rinks. By normal, I mean, you know, a lot of community ice rinks. But you see it a lot here at ASU, their Division I NCAA games. You'll see teams, road teams that is, come in, be frustrated with how low that glass is. They're not playing, you know, they're used to playing with it. So an interesting building, a quirky building, and we're just seeing some of those quirks.
Herman's backhand shot misses the net. Puck on the half wall. Walks. It's a dribbler right in front. Calvoda still had to make the save, and he kicks out the rebound. Bobcats again threatening. Couple shots through. That'll go wide. Gears, he can't get that puck out. Northridge is finally able to clear, but only out to the neutral zone. It's intercepted. Going the other way is Norak. Norak on the snapshot, and he scores! Gino Norak able to read the pass and pick it off in the neutral zone, and he was off to the races. And good night, Jim Kite. The snapshot beats the goaltender Butler, 1-0 Matadors.
Yeah, a good pick by Norak. Montana State was trying to set something up in the neutral zone, right? Couple of short passes, trying to get everybody spread out. All of a sudden, you saw Norak cut the middle, cut that pass off. The defenseman jumps, tries to knock him down, misses, and Norak, a fantastic job. We've seen Cal State Northridge with a few opportunities on a breakaway like that, and they finally cash in.
It's going to be number 20, Gino Norak, his 4th goal of the season. Montana State trying to get that goal back if they can in a hurry. Puck will be floated up, and again, that low ceiling comes to affect the play, and Bushins clears delay of game, and now we're going to have a whistle with 8:57 left in this first period.
And Montana State's got to feel a little bit frustrated. They've when you're talking about sitting around and cycling the puck and puck possession, they've really dominated that part of the game. It's just Cal State Northridge using their speed to take advantage, and they got the first goal of this hockey game.
Puck cleared again with numbers is Cal State Northridge. It'll now be Burgun. Burgun with the wrist shot on. Glove save by Butler.
Yeah, another chance there for Barangati. We saw him twice on a penalty kill and make moves like that, and now we have a Montana State player down, and he was down when they turned the other way. The play turned the other way, and it looks like it's going to be Russell Conti, the freshman defenseman from Rapid City, San Diego, South Dakota, I apologize. And one of those guys, like you talked about, when the head scout, right? You're able to scout talent from around the country, and one of those guys who's talented, and he's up and not putting any pressure on his right leg, so not a good sign. And like we said, when the puck got turned the other way, he didn't move. I saw him down there, a little slow to get up, but he looks like he's not putting any weight on it, and unfortunately for him, he looks to be in a lot of distress. It looks like it's given him a lot of pain, so we hope he's okay. We're no doctors up here, but the way it's looking right now, I don't know if he's going to make a return to the game.
Yeah, definitely, and especially, again, Kudos want to make sure that he's okay as well, but also, too, hockey is such a quick bang-bang game that with that back-and-forth transition, you never know where you're going to end up.
Yeah, and with how physical this game has been so far as well, right? A lot of big hits being delivered out, and sometimes you just get tangled up. Like you said, the game moves so quick that sometimes you get tangled up, and I think that it might have been the case there. So that's tough for Montana State because they're now down a defenseman. You never really want to lose anybody on a bench, but if you're going to lose somebody, you'd rather have it be a forward than a defenseman because now it's 5 defensemen. That's going to be a lot of minutes. That back end of the bench is going to have to eat early in a hockey game.
Yeah, it's going to definitely test the depth of what Montana State has with them tonight. Northridge again threatening. Trying to get that puck in front as puck was sticked away by Hoover. Now Montana State trying to get it out of their own zone. Puck's lifted and going the other way was Gears, but he was just a little too eager and goes offside. And again, what you're saying, Seth, earlier in the pregame is how well Northridge is using their team speed and really exploiting their opponent.
Yeah, it's a counter-attacking team, right? They're trying to get the puck moving the other way as fast as they can, and we saw it, right? The counterattack. We've seen Barron-Gunn on a couple breakaways. We saw the goal by Norak. I mean, it's all based off of turnovers and turning the puck the other way right there. Not unable to get back on side in time, but a great job nonetheless by Cal State Northridge to force turnovers at neutral ice. And Montana State's not necessarily doing anything wrong. They're making the right passes. It's just they got to be a little bit quicker and maybe come to the puck a little bit more. Again,
the defenseman and one of the assistant captains on the team, Gears, is able to keep the puck in for the Matadors. He ends up taking a check, but that'll allow the Bobcats to go the other way. With speed, Connor Steffen, and the wrist shot will miss. Puck unable to be kept in by Michael Truex. He's going to have to backhand that and now get his own puck. Gears, he'll get thrown onto the ice, but no call on the play. The defensive partner, Alexander Marbach. Marbach able to headman the puck. Now come to Andre Ramirez. Ramirez on his backhand, surveying. He'll cycle it back down to his teammate, Brzezinkoff. And Brzezinkoff again, as Northridge is trying to establish the cycle as they're trying to complete a change. Montana State will elect to dump the puck in and go off for a change themselves. Under 7 minutes left in this first period. It's taken away, though, by the Bobcats. Centered in front, and the block shot, that time by Carnes. Working for it in the corner is Ryan Paris. Paris loses it. Kept in by the defenseman, Jewell. Jewell cycles it back down, right in front. I think finally able to get that shot off was Josiah Pilskons, but he gets it blocked. Northridge some miscommunication, allows the Bobcats to go back in the offensive zone. Blocker shot. Rebound still in front of the goaltender, Calvoda. Now it's a 3-on-2 for the Matadors. Setting Delane, line to look for that tip. Puck still up and loose in front, and with that shot was Norak to try to get his second of the game, but that'll miss the net wide. Norak again. Up to the point is Don Burkott, and he gets his shot deflected and up into the netting.
Yeah, we're really seeing two different styles of play breaking the rush up, right? You're seeing Cal State Northridge move as fast as they can. Once they get that puck, everybody's moving, making passes across the zone, no matter what the length. Whereas Montana State a little more methodical about it, right? Short passes, try to get guys skating out of position right now. Cal State Northridge is winning that game, but I think at some point Montana State's going to figure out kind of how to use Northridge's aggression to their advantage.
Montana State having some trouble trying to get up the strong side. Now they'll look to go for the weak. And it could be Patton on the way. Off to the races, but he loses the control of the puck.
Well, that was a point of using the aggressiveness to Montana State's advantage. Four guys standing along the right wing wall. All of a sudden, it's a 2-on-1. And a pass that was just out of the reach of Patton. Nearly a breakaway.
Forbes gets the puck back, but he gets hit by the defenseman, Burngut. Puck behind the cage. Northridge trying to negotiate the forecheck of Montana State. Will now be slid all the way across on the cross-ice pass, but out of the reach of the forward, Abaya. In his own zone, Matthew Hoover. Hoover ladles that pass over, but it ends up getting turned over. Montana State trying to center that in front. Calvoda had to be alert. Another shot on. Calvoda fights that one off. The defenseman in the point shot, he scores! Cody Thomas, and that sustained pressure from the Bobcats was able to finally pay off as the Boise, Idaho native was able to keep the puck in and wind up for a howitzer, and we're tied at 1.
Yeah, and like we said, it is the methodical pace for the Bobcats, right? Cycling that puck around, we saw it. A lot of hard work, a lot of passes around, a lot of traffic in front. All of a sudden, that puck comes out to the point. Everybody in whites collapse below the circles, and that shot gets through and into the net.
Yep, definitely really allowed Cody Thomas to step in all of that shot. Puck will go out of play as we restart after the goal into the Matadors bench. Again, no surprise, another even contest again tonight here at Oceanside Ice Arena, just like our earlier game. Matadors win the draw. Hoover works it over to the other side. The pass was not able to be handled by Jaime Velasquez. Northridge is going to try to regroup. Getting it back, Velasquez couldn't kick the puck up to his skates and coughs it up. Puck's being played in front of the Matadors bench. It'll now be Sam Coulter, but he couldn't get that one in deep and have to retrieve back. Ice ends up being called on the play by the linesman, and with 4:09 left in this first period, it's 1-1.
Well, and that's one of the negatives to trying and running a counterattack game like that. You're trying to make those stretch passes into the neutral zone, and sometimes they're just out of the reach. So Cal State Northridge, who's really spent the last minute and a half in their own zone, ices the puck, can't get themselves a change, and we'll see if Montana State can capitalize.
Draw one by Herman. Gets the puck back down in the corner. Herman centers out in front. Goes off the skate of defenseman Dombraka, and that'll allow Northridge to get a fresh group of men on the ice. Jill trying to go for the hard rim. Puck stuck up at the blue line, kept in by Northridge. Stepping in the wrist shot on from the defenseman Gears, and it was a sprawling block by Ross Jill to get his shin pad in the way, and the puck goes up into the netting and out of play.
Yeah, Gears maybe just a half second too late when he picked up that puck. It looked like it rolled on him just a tad, but if he had shot that once it got to him, it would have got through. I mean, not a lot of traffic in front, so it's not like it would have been a fantastic opportunity, but instead of it being blocked away, it would have got through.
Puck rimmed back around the weak side. Both players jamming for it on the half wall. Northridge able to control it, trying to center that in front. but that'll go behind the net. Burngut gets it back with his head up. Up to the point to Gears. Gears with the wrist shot on. Nobody knows where it is. And finally we have the whistle from the referee as Butler is able to squeeze the leg pads together and get the whistle.
Yeah, kind of a weird situation there. It looked like he had it. It went into his pads and it stayed there. And all of a sudden everybody was scrambling. I don't think that puck ever came back out. So I like what the officials are doing. They're letting the game play, right? Even though they can't see the puck, they see people still moving. Maybe give them an extra second if that puck is still there. And a good job by the refs to swallow the whistle there for the moment.
Quick slap shot on by Norak was able to be answered by Butler. Puck comes down to the neutral zone. Northridge is able to touch up. Norak retrieving it, and he eats the check from Jewell. Montana State having some trouble trying to get out of their own zone. Pass gets picked off by Gears, and he gets tripped down, but both referees don't have their hand up, and play will continue.
Yeah, I thought that should have been a trip for sure. Gears, even though that trip wasn't intentional, I mean, Gears got his skates whacked out from underneath him, so no call. A little surprising, but I think we're going to see the officials, at least in this first period, allow them to kind of play it out.
Norak trying to center that in front, but it looks like the play unfortunate for the Northridge player as the net ends up being dislodged and the referees blow it down on a great opportunity.
Yeah, again, that wasn't on purpose, but you got to think that maybe in this little more high-pressure situation and more importance on the game that we may see a delay of game call on something like that. That's the third time we've seen the net come off, and it's happened to both teams, not like it's happening on one side, but I have a feeling that as we get maybe a little further along in this game and maybe in this tournament, we might see a delay of game call for that.
Puck's now collected by Patton. Patton with speed. Patton steers that in front as both players get barreled into the net, and we'll have a whistle with 2:16 left in this first period. Montana State going the other way, and they're showing some of their attacking prowess.
Yeah, going the other way, and again, just using Cal State Northridge's aggressiveness, and Montana State with the net coming off on their end gets paid back almost immediately as Northridge player goes crashing into his own goal, and it comes off, and that was an even better chance. That puck came right out in front, and looked like it was going to get a pretty good shot off, but instead net comes off and play stops.
Rorick wins the draw in his own zone. The stretch pass, beating out the icing is Burngut. Burngut dodges around, trying to center that in front. No Northridge player there, but it gets turned over. Pairs for the Bobcats, kicks it out to Hansen. Hansen, tight turn, evades the check. Now in the corner, Paris trying to center that in front. Trying to bob at it like hungry hippos is Calvoda, but he can't get the puck. Puck trying to be centered out in front. It's glued to the kick plate. And it'll be flipped up into the neutral zone.
Yeah, Gary tried to squeeze that pass through four guys, and if he was able to, it was going to be a wide open shot in the slot, but too many white jerseys around is a really bad pass in the neutral zone.
Carnes turns over the puck, and the short angle shot from Hansen is a little too high. Calvoda leaning on that post pushes the net off, and we'll have a whistle.
With the nets coming off, it's been an issue, and I think part of it, these goalies are really strong, right? These are men that are working out and stay really strong in the leg area. So when they're kicking off, it's kicking the net off. When you see at the higher levels of the game, those posts are pretty much drilled into the ice, and unfortunately we don't have that luxury here for these games. So I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more of those as the night progresses.
Northridge just gets the puck out of the neutral zone. Now with possession is Samilis. Samilis, he was trying to center that to Velasquez. Bobcats 2-on-1. Redirection, as that was Connor Steffen's redirection, goes high above the net. Thomas keeps the puck in, who's a goal scorer for Montana State in this period. Getting thrown back down. Steffen trying to look for it, center that in front, cleared away by a Northridge player. Puck is able to go past the defenseman Coulter and out into the neutral zone. 30 seconds left now. The cross-ice pass, a little too hot to handle, and that'll go all the way down for an icing call and an opportunity for Northridge just before the end of this first period.
Yeah, that's a tough break there for Montana State, trying to get that stress pass going like Northridge has been all first period, and Hopefully for them it doesn't cost them, but I think Montana State started to figure out how to shut down Northridge just a little bit.
It's Bing that wins the draw. Trying to circle around in his own zone is Thomas. He'll get it down 200 feet, and that defensive pairing goes for a change. 12 seconds left. Montana State goes D to D in the neutral zone. Backhanded down was Patton. Trying to kill the puck in the corner is Marbach, and we'll have the end of this first period where it's been an even contest so far, 1-1.
Yeah, early on, Northridge was using their speed, right? I think Montana State, I wouldn't say they were surprised, but definitely weren't. I think they were defending a team that for a team that was methodical getting out of the zone. Now they understand, okay, they're trying these stretch passes. So what you're seeing out of Montana State is when that shot goes on, if there's nobody there to pick it up in a blue sweater, everybody's getting back. Everybody's moving back. It's almost like in basketball, right? If you don't get the rebound, the first thing you do is hustle back. That's what Montana State's doing. If they're not getting those loose pucks, they know they're not going to have a chance to get those loose pucks. They're getting back and making sure they trap the quick forwards of Cal State Northridge.
Yeah, and for Northridge, again, showing their speed, showing why they're the number 10 seed, and it has been really impressive so far with the speed of guys like Ramirez as well as the goal scorer Norak.
Yeah, the speed has been phenomenal, really. You've seen Gun on 3 different breakaways. Like you said, Norak got one himself. So when you look up and down this lineup, a lot of points in all these players, right? I mean, Zach Carnes, we haven't really said his name too much. He has 31 points in 26 games. Norak, that was only his 4th of the season, but this is his 11th game of the year. So he's got 10 points in 11 games. Jaime Velasquez has 33 points. Barron got 36. It's just a lot of offense, and Montana State starting to figure out a little bit how to shut down the speed and not let these guys with huge point totals get going.
At the end of 20 minutes, it's the number 10th seeded Cal State Northridge Matadors 1, the number 11th seeded Montana State Bobcats 1, and we'll be back for second period action in just under 15 minutes here on Arizona State Hockey YouTube. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 2019 Division II Men's Western Regional on Arizona State Hockey YouTube. I'm Brett Vaughn alongside my partner Seth Askelson, and Seth, we were treated to a very highly contested first period.
Yeah, a lot of speed out of Cal State Northridge and kind of a lot of methodical way up the ice by Montana State. I think you saw, like we talked about before the break, Montana State figured out how to kind of trap that speed of Cal State Northridge. Let's see if they can keep it up. And the thing that I noticed, physicality didn't really, it kind of flatlined. We saw a lot of big hits within the first 5 minutes. I think laying big hits and taking big hits takes a lot out of you. So I think both teams got it out of their system, at least in that first period. And we'll see if that comes back to life.
Puck dumped into the Montana State offensive zone, but the puck hops over the stick of Thomas. Coughing the puck up. Now Northridge trying to get a handle on it. Ice is still a little wet from the Zamboni scrape in the intermission. Bing ends up entering the zone illegally and offside.
Yeah, that's a tricky part to kind of navigate through, right? The Zamboni came off the ice a couple minutes, so the ice only got like about 2 or 3 minutes to freeze, so it doesn't look too bad. I think you can still see it's a little wet, but it's not puddly by any stretch, but you kind of have to navigate that through the first few minutes. You want to make sure, got to be extra careful on that puck. Make sure you have it and it doesn't stick to the ice behind you.
Puck still up in the air. Will now be carried out by Rorick. Rorick trying to handman that puck a little too far for Abaya. He's going to have to retrieve it. Abaya pinned in the corner. Now comes out with it, but he ends up getting knocked down. Puck kept in by the defenseman Marbach. Puck behind the net of Butler. Comes out in front, and the pass out of the reach of Abaya, or he had a wide open net on the weak side if he was able to get that one-timer opportunity off. Bobcats coming the other way now. Wrist shot on, and saved by Calvoda with no rebound off the wrist shot from John Quaylen.
Yeah, that was a tough break there for Abaya. That was a good pass across, and he may have been a stride out in front of it because he had to reach behind him just himself a tad, and it slipped underneath his blade. Like you said, he would have been wide open in the slot, and instead turned the other way. A good stop, a good job angling off Montana State, making him take an outside shot, and Calvoda holding strong.
The defenseman Anderson couldn't keep the puck in. Montana State regroups. Centers that in front, and the backhand pass intercepted by Sumailis. Velasquez. Soft area chip. Will now be controlled by Truex. Truex trying to rim that puck around. Is almost able to get that out, but it's kept in by Northridge. Down the corner, both teams fighting for it. Up to the point. And the shot on the redirection from Velasquez goes wide of the net. Stepping up to the play was Carnes. Carnes. Flip dump up in the air. He lays the body down. Both teams fighting for it. And it will skip out into the neutral zone and allow Montana State to go the other way. Going offside is the Bobcats player Hansen, and we'll have a stoppage in play, 17:41 left in the second period.
Yeah, good job by Cal State Northridge. They had to get back, and again, because they're so aggressive, they got a lot of guys on the same side and a lot of guys below the circles, but they have that speed to get back. So Cal State Northridge really using their speed to kind of bail themselves out a little bit, but hey, if you have the speed, you might as well use it, and you might as well stay aggressive with it as well.
Bing wins a draw for the Bobcats. They're finally able to enter in the zone. Bing gets it from his teammate Patton, gives it right back to Patton, and the shot's blocked away by the goaltender Calvoda. Puck dangerously out in front and had to be swept away. Point shot that time was blocked by Northridge. Up to the point. Coulter with their wrist shot on, couldn't get a deflection. Thomas winds up and fires. And unfortunate for Northridge again, as off to the races was Reznikov, is able to block the shot in his shin pads. And the play is whistled down again because the net came off its moorings.
Well, I think usually you would see something like that where the puck's going the other way, they won't blow it dead because you can easily fix the net. But I think because it's happened so often, you don't want something like that to be a deciding factor in a game like this. Not that, like I said, not that Montana State would have had the puck, but you know, you don't want to. You can always flip it the other way. Hey, if Montana State kept that puck, that net came off, they would have to blow the whistle anyways. So, good job of the officials making sure nobody's gaining advantage from nets coming off.
Puck turned over. That'll be Howell chipping that puck in. Hard room around, takes a weird hop off the stanchion. Montana State can't clear. Second effort, they're finally able to, and they'll go for a change. Abaya, again the second period, a long change. Both teams have to be careful. And the point shot from the defenseman jumping at it was Conti, gets blockered up in the corner by Calvoda. Icing's waved off by the linesman. Montana State's going to slow it down their own zone and try to elect for a controlled breakout. Hitting the headman pass and coming up with the puck is Conti. Conti drops it down, and the head-hunting shot from the forward Herman goes wide. Northridge, John Michael Lauren. Lauren gets hit and thrown to the ice, but gets right back up. Puck glued to the half wall. It'll come to Gears. Gears can't get that shot off as his stick was held by Herman. Herman going the other way, just evaded the check of Ramirez, but loses the control of the puck. Ramirez playing a little makeshift defenseman right now. Gets that pass on to redirect it in their own zone by Norak. Puck kept in by the defenseman Carnes. Gloved up in the air by Lauren. Montana State trying to hustle for it, but unfortunately no stick for Gavin Geary, as once he poked that puck, he lost control of the stick. Dombraka, he'll try to reverse that back around the other side. Ramirez, able with the second effort to skate it up himself and use that speed. Ramirez trying to protect that puck. Backhand pass on to Lauren, and that's sticked away by the goaltender Butler. Montana State, Ryan Paris loses the puck at the blue line. And a hard check absorbed by Truex will gain the zone. Puck gets taken away by Gary. Gary tried to center that in front. And a diving block by the defenseman Carnes. Montana State sells the puck in the offensive zone. The wrist shot on, and that clanks off the post. I don't think it was going to get by the goaltender Calvoda in any case, but it did go off the post. Down the corner. Bobcats has built up a good 30, 45 seconds in the offensive zone. But just as planned, they end up losing the puck and have to go out in the neutral zone. Montana State again, Jay Forbes. Can't get a handle of that puck. Trying to protect it. Go to the net with it, but he ends up blowing a tire. He gets it right back there. They shoot. They score! Montana State off a broken play. As jamming out it was Forbes. I'm not sure if he got the last touch of the puck, though. And it wasn't. It ended up being the captain for Montana State, Luke Bing, and the Big Sky, Montana native gets the go-ahead goal for the Bobcats, 2-1.
Yeah, and that really is kind of a cultivation of what Montana State has been doing offensively for the last good 16 minutes or so, right? They finally figured out how to stop that speed, to cut the stretch passes. It was with an aggressive forecheck, and that aggressive forecheck works. Cal State Northridge not able to clear the zone, and then all of a sudden, that puck bouncing around, and the next thing Calvoda knew, it was underneath them.
Puck trying to be centered in front. Coulter's able to clear and break that puck out with speed patterns, forcing the goaltender Calvoda to play it. Point shot on, takes a high tip, but wasn't played at the high stick, though, and play will continue. Bing. Loses that puck up in his skates. Now the defenseman Gears headmans it over to Abaya. Abaya, a mini breakaway, trying to go to the backhand and beating him to the post there was Butler with the right leg. Another point shot on, and Butler had to absorb that one from the heat missile from Eli Burngut, and we'll have a stoppage in play.
Yeah, and again, the defense fell asleep for Montana State, and slipping in behind was Abaya. And got to get my other hand ready for the amount of times he's broken past the defense, and Abaya sneaks through. This time a little bit sneakier, right? He's just kind of coasting in the neutral zone. The next thing he knew, he was behind the defense. took off with a burst of speed, but a fantastic save, and Montana State preserves their lead.
Puck will be rimmed back around hard. It'll come over to the other side. Trying to keep that puck in is Sumilis. Sumilis trying to get some help from his line mate, unable to. Montana State now, one-on-one opportunity. Quaylen couldn't get around the defenseman Marbach. Montana State still has it. Herman up to the point. Point shot on. Calvoda just fights that off. Puck comes out into the neutral zone, and that'll allow the pressure to release from the Northridge end. 12:30 left in the second period. It's a 2-1 Matadors lead. Pardon me, Montana State lead. Now puck up to the point, and a shot, and they score! Zachary Carnes picked up the loose puck as it came all the way up to the point, and he found the twisted wrister and able to get it past the goaltender Butler. And in any case, we have the game now tied at 2.
Yeah, and play well on the defensive end, rewarded on the offensive end. It was Carnes on that one-on-one who made that stop, stayed in front of the forward, poked it away, and 30 seconds later, down on the other end, the puck is out to him. Good traffic in front by the Matadors. Like you said, a quick shot from the point, gets through, and we have a tie hockey game.
That goal ended up being scored by the defenseman Carnes, his 15th goal of the season. Northridge again in on the attack. Puck stuck at the half wall as it was a forward that time. Rarick couldn't get that puck out of his skates. Puck ends up getting waved off as they deemed a Northridge player could have touched the puck. Now it's in the neutral zone, throw back in by Truex. Puck hard off on the indirect pass off the glass. Northridge goes for a change. Truex backhands a puck, but look out for those coaches in that Cal State Northridge bench, as it was John Paul Gale and his brother Steve Gale able to be reactive, and I think they might have brought their catcher's mitt with them.
Yeah, definitely woke them up down there, the coaches at least. Here in the press box here at Oceanside, we're pretty close to the ice as well. That puck got a couple more feet in the air. I think we would be the ones ducking out of the way, but luckily for us, that thing stays below our booth, and we're safe from any harm.
Hard rim around for the Bobcats, gets intercepted by Ramirez looking for that center pass. Nora trying to jam at it, still loose. And it'll now be taken away by Forbes. Forbes eats the check, centers it over to his line mate Padden. Padden couldn't get around the defenseman Dom Brocht. Montana State, though, still in the offensive zone. Up to the point from Coulter, and that goes high.
Puck rolled up on him on the last second. He tried to shoot it, and it fell on edge, so tough shot there.
Now with speed, Ramirez. Ramirez trying to get around Coulter, and Coulter did a great job of just watching the body of Ramirez and not falling for any dekes.
I think we've seen a lot of that of the defensemen on both teams tonight, right on a one-on-one situation. We've seen a lot of body taking, not puck watching, and led to some really good defensive plays.
The stretch pass for Lauren, and he couldn't do anything as he was able to be dismantled away from the puck. Since the pace being picked up a little bit after Northridge ended up tying it. Bobcats, they're trying to center that in front. And the pass from Bashir ends up getting blocked. He gets it right back. A shot this time, and that gets blocked. Bashir centers that in front. Jamie has Montana State. Ends up not getting pucked, an unfortunate break for Northridge as Abaya was going the other way, ends up hitting a rut in the ice.
And Abaya would have been gone too. He had a huge burst of speed, and if he didn't fall, I think we might be talking about how he had yet another breakaway.
The rugby scrum ensues in the corner. As that puck is Northridge is trying to clear that, but ends up going to the Montana State bench, and we'll have a stoppage in play.
What Northridge has really done well on the defensive end of the ice, blocking a lot of shots not getting through. Only 15 for Montana State. They do have the 2 goals, but a lot, especially the outside shots too, right? A lot of traffic in front. You want to make sure they don't get through, they don't get tipped. A lot of good job not trying to bat pucks out of the air. They're trying to use their body to settle the puck down and clear the zone.
Puck couldn't get kept in by Truex, a defenseman, and touching up Montana State will have to do. Puck turned over. Quaylen trying to get that puck in his reach, unable to. And the pass laid away from Somilis, out of the reach of his forward partner, Hoover. Northridge has to retrieve back on their own defensive end. The reverse play ends up getting taken away, but somehow Northridge comes out with the puck. And it was a potent stick from the defenseman, Sam Coulter. Nathan Anderson able to negate that chance for Northridge. Puck gets played by Butler. As in the center ice, Northridge trying to pick up the physicality a little bit. Alexander Marbach risks that one in on the goaltender Butler, and he's forced to freeze it with 8:43 left.
Yeah, now the physicality really starting to pick up. I was wondering when it would happen, and I think it's coming in spurts, right? Like we talked about, being physical can be very tiring whether you're delivering it or you're taking it, and both teams are doing a little bit of both, so I think we're going to see the physicality pick up in spurts.
Face off to the right of the goaltender, Butler. Draw one by Berngut. Northridge now on the offensive. Trying to get his stick in the way was Howell. He's able to, trying to establish his forecheck. Circling around Sam Coulter. Now the Bobcats try to work at the other side. It looks like a Northridge player, DJ Howell, was thrown into the net and then ends up dislodging it, and we'll have the play whistled down.
Yeah, the net coming off, and really the first time we've seen it not goaltender caused, as he said, getting slammed into the net back there. And I think this is turning into a physical game as we're winding down this second period. Montana State, I wouldn't say it's frustrated with the speed, but they're trying to find a way to slow it down, and the best way to slow speed down is by playing physical.
Howell coughs up the puck. Now with speed. Paris turns that in front. And it looks like, again, the net dislodged, but that shot goes high and missing that wide.
Yeah, the net came off, but coming over before the net came off and actually making a great save was Calvoda. It hit him in the chest and went into the ceiling, but again, I think we're starting to see those nets maybe play a little bit of a factor. That play would have stopped either way, but it kind of got this weird feeling that the net leaving its position might come into play later on in this hockey game.
Bing trying to center that in front, cleared away by the active sticks from the Northridge players. Bing can't shake off the defenseman Norak. Puck hopping around in the offensive zone. Montana State finally able to control it. Trying to center that in front, and it takes a weird hop in front. As it was a funky play as Carnes was trying to clear it, and I think he ended up fanning on the clear, ends up taking a weird hop off a Montana State player and off the post, and somehow that puck does not go in, and Calvoda is able to make the save.
Yeah, that puck got behind Calvoda, and I don't know if he stopped it enough and then kicked it back out, or if it hit the post. We didn't hear that loud ring, but I got to think it hit the post, came right back out, and then another great save by Calvoda. Montana State really thought they had one. You saw 2-3 guys put their hands in the air.
Coulter able to glove it down and keep it in for the Bobcats. Gears, high chip off the glass as the puck's rolling end over end, and will roll all the way down 200 feet for an icing.
Yeah, Cal State Northridge, you're seeing it again. It's like that Montana State second goal. Used really started from a 3-minute stretch where they were forechecking really hard, not allowing Cal State Northridge to get out of their own zone. And again, we're seeing it, the icings, the tired legs. Montana State knocking on the doorstep once again.
Draw one by Rowrick. But Northridge can't clear. Rowrick elects to do it himself. Now up to Berngut. Berngut on the left side. He stops and waits. Berngut backhands that down. Out of the reach of Rowrick, but the other forward, Abai, on this line is able to help out. Abai's pass goes through the legs of Rowrick. Now the other way is Connor Steffen. Steffen trying to center that in front. Pucks are losing, they score! A goal definitely Calvoda would want back as John Quaylen with the fadeaway jumper shot able to squirt by on the weak side against Calvoda. And Montana State takes the lead right back 3-2.
Yeah, Calvoda wasn't all the way on his post. and he started to move from right to left. That puck started to kind of make that way over. Then that quick shot took a weird bounce, and it hit off him and found really the only open part of the net. And it wasn't a lot open, but it was enough to get through. So Calvoda maybe caught cheating a tad, and he pays for it. And
Montana State coming in again. A nice move that time by Hansen, and that'll be answered by Calvoda on the glove side. Paris starting and stopping behind the net. Now we're to Patton. Patton couldn't get a shot off. Ends up being cleared away by Hoover. Puck ends up being elected for an icing call on Montana State, and will now be going back down in their own zone.
And for Montana State, you got to keep that momentum, right? A good first shift after that goal. Really controlled the puck again, and not a bad icing there. Maybe caused by a little bit of interference right as Montana State picked up the puck in their own zone. But either way, they're going to have to go right back on the defense, and it's about not giving the momentum back.
A tip in front that time by the Northridge player, Sumilis, dangerously skates by Butler. Northridge trying to get another opportunity on this shift. So Milas, there was his line mate, Hoover, and they come out with it, but trying to send that in front, and that'll be sticked away by Jewell. Velasquez takes a weird hop off the half wall, and it's a Montana State bounce as Gavin Geary with speed trying to enter in the zone. Not kept in by Russell Conti, and Montana State's going to have to go on a delayed offside. Hard rim around by Carnes. His line mate Sumilis trying to keep the puck in, but it ends up getting blown down and ends up being another too many men call.
Yeah, it's going to be too many men again on Cal State Northridge. And now the official explaining why. You'll see a lot of this at the beginning of the season, right? New teams trying to figure out their line changes you normally don't see to something this late. And this is an important part of the game. If Montana State scores here, they potentially get into the break up two, and we've seen them for a good portion of this second period really suffocate the speed. So this is a huge skill for Cal State Northridge right
Especially
now.
in such a highly contested game when you get down in the postseason, and these little mistakes can really cost a team.
Yeah, I mean, every goal counts, right? It can be the difference of only being down one or, having to climb back from a 2-goal lead to start the third period.
Quick puck movement, and the point shot from Jay Forbes gets blocked away by Calvoda. Montana State trying to outnumber the puck and get it back. They do. Puck chopped out in front as that was Patton on this quick snapshot. Again, blocked away by Calvoda. Northridge finally clears, and they'll go for a change.
Yeah, Northridge only pulling the forwards out, so be interesting to see. It's harder with that long change to make a change on a penalty kill. Not like you can push those defensemen up to get a change, so we'll see how they go about this.
Andre Ramirez clears all the way down from his own blue line. Under 5 minutes left to play in this second period. It's a 3-2 Montana State lead. Minute and 5 left on this man advantage for the Bobcats. Trying to have a loose puck deke around was Patton, but he's not denied entry into the middle of the ice. Patton playing pitch and catch, and it's centered in front as they're trying to work that passing lane to Connor Steffen in the high slot, and finally, after a couple of times passing on the perimeter, they're able to feed him in front for the one-timer shot, but Calvoda makes a save.
For Montana State, it's been 7 straight shots. At one point, Cal State Northridge led 21-16 in shots. Since then, it's been a 7-0 advantage in shots. So it's really just showing how much Montana State suffocated the puck and kept it in the Matadors' end.
Puck squirts by the defenseman Paris at the point. Paris, makeshift defenseman, as he's usually a 4, but he is a defenseman on this power play unit. Puck takes a Northridge hop over the stick of the forward Pilzonkis, and we're going to have the puck being back into their own zone for Montana State.
And that's a tough bounce right there. This ice seems to play a little bit faster even when it is, it's all chopped up and it's been played on for a little bit. Even though there's still some snow on there, it still plays a little fast, and you see it there. That's another bounce that just kind of ramped up and all the way down.
Paris trying to wheel out of his own zone, but he's being harassed by the forechecker. Abaya has to work it out the other way. John Quaylen. Quaylen gains a blue line, and he hits the brakes. Slides it over to Conti. Conti trying to get that shot through, ends up being blocked by Carnes. Puck rolling all the way down the Montana State end. And we'll have under 10 seconds left on this penalty kill for Northridge. Quaylen, maybe one last opportunity. Quaylen again gains his own and stops. He'll cycle it back down on the backhand. Trying to figure out where the puck is Pilskons. And now we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Puck run back around to Pilskons. Cycles it down, gets his own puck. Centers it through dangerously, but no one there. Point shot on as Calvoda is able to stretch the glove out as that point shot from Michael Truex had a lot of traffic in front. He did a good job to track it.
Yeah, really good job kind of looking around. He was screened a little bit by his own defenseman, but he found it and he gloved it down. So a fantastic job so far by Calvoda. I know he gave that goal a little rough, but since then he's held strong. He's had to make a couple of really big stops. So he's composed himself. And for a goalie like that, you know, you never know, especially in a playoff situation. Are they going to crumble after a mistake like that? And he's seemed to come back better than ever in this hockey game.
Puck ends up being icing on the play. We're going to have another draw in the Northridge end. Weak backhand shot, dangerously through was Gavin Gary's shot. Ends up going high off the net. Northridge. Aaron passed by Eli Burngut. It'll come all the way down, but icing waved off. Under 3 minutes left in the second period. Burngut try and get a handle on it, and he just has to throw the puck back down, and they'll have to reestablish the forecheck. Puck deflected up as a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Bobcats. Gary with Beischer. Gary with the shot on. Trying to use the defenseman as a screen. Almost paid off for him, but it was Calvoda again with that glove hand making the stop.
And again, it's Cal State Northridge. They got 4 guys below the circles, and it turns into a 2-on-1. Montana State staying really patient. Sometimes when you see guys crashing down, you might want to go chase them, but Montana State being smart, seeing that the guys that are crashing down are going down for support, not necessarily to make a play. So their patience up at the blue line, able to turn that into a 2-on-1.
Norak pinned down in his own zone. Trying to find in his pattern. Montana State really just trying to chew up the clock and put this Northridge team under pressure. Puck down in the corner. Jay Forbes doing his best Michelle Kwan impression up to the point, and it's still loose. As a point shot by Warner. They're trying to find it. Northridge under a lot of duress now. That shot through from Jay Forbes on the ice. Doesn't get a deflection. Under 2 minutes left now. Bobcats Coulter with a Mohawk move. Trying to center that in front. But it's kept away in the perimeter by the Matadors. Norak having to do a lot of defense in his own zone with a nice loose deke move. And now is able to gain the red line and gets the puck back. Norak centers that in front, but is in between 2 line mates for him on the Matadors side. And they end up losing the puck. Headman pass a little too slow, but a fortunate bounce. And Stefan's able to control. Now he turns it over at the blue line. Northridge with numbers. Abaya in the corner. Abaya can the wrist shot on from Abaya trying to go that short angle top side, and it was saved by Butler.
That's Cal State Northridge's first shot in about 10 minutes. So they needed that one, but the Montana State suffocating the speed, not necessarily using physicality, they're using puck control. They're cycling the puck in the Cal State Northridge end, so not allowing Cal State Northridge to get any sort of momentum or any sort of room, really. And it's really suffocated the attack of Cal State Northridge, which really predicates on their ability to find open ice and rush the puck.
Gears in Paris, or pardon me, it'll be Renzinkoff in Paris in the face-off circle as the lineman is trying to get the wingers behind him settled. Under 60 seconds left in the second period. Gears can't keep the puck in. He'll have to go for the cross-corner dump, but could be a good dump as DJ Howell will be the first man to the puck. Abaya rides his man to the boards. Puck will come out in front. Howell can't get a handle on it. Gears. He goes D to D. The point shot on as Butler was able to dangerously make that save, as it almost could have been tipped by Howell on the point shot, but he was not able to get a chance on that puck.
Yeah, and Montana State's done a great job not letting anybody on Cal State Northridge stand in front of the goaltender for too long. There's not been a lot of screens. A lot of the tips have kind of been drive-by tips where, sticks are getting out as they're flying through. So Montana State making sure that the shooting lanes are clean for their goaltender to see, and it's really been a great job. Past those first 10 minutes, Montana State making the adjustments, and really the reason they have the 3-2 lead.
Fan on the point shot by Dumbrocket. Allow Montana State to go for a change. Gears is able to read the home run pass, and he collects it and puts in the offensive zone. Gears, second chance opportunity, could be 2-on-1. Send it out in front, and a great active read by the goaltender Butler to use his stick and poke that pass away. Thomas just couldn't get control of the puck, ends up putting himself offside, and Montana State, with 5.5 seconds left, are going to have a face-off in the neutral zone.
Yeah, Montana State getting aggressive, which isn't a bad thing, but it was almost too aggressive. The long pass gets picked off in the air. Then they try to rush it the other way, and it turns into a 2-on-1 below their own goal line. A good poke by the goaltender Butlers, but Montana State playing with a little fire at the end of that period. I think that it's not the mentality they're going to come out with. They knew the time was running down, maybe trying to get another one, but you just got to make sure you don't give it up, because it's win or go home. And the difference between having a 3-2 lead going into the intermission and being tied at 3 is really big.
Yeah, it definitely is so far. And after 40 minutes of play, it's the number 10 seeded Cal State Northridge 2, and the Montana State Bobcats ranks number 11th here in this tournament 3. And we'll be back with live third period of action of the Division II Men's Western Regionals on Arizona State Hockey YouTube. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Arizona State Hockey YouTube's presentation of the Division II 2019 Men's Western Regional. I am Brett Vaughn alongside my partner Seth Askelson, and we're here for a tightly contested last 20 minutes and possibly even more of this hockey game. Draw one by Northridge, and they're in on the attack. Trying to create the forecheck is George Rzinkoff. Rzinkoff unable to dismantle the puck. Second effort by Montana State, and they're able to get into the zone. Puck rimmed around by Gears, out of the reach of his line mate. Kept in by Thomas. Thomas rims it down low. Gears able to make the read, but he ends up getting thrown down. Disgruntled that he's not getting that tripping call, but he keeps on going. Puck out in front, and having to be able to be ready for it was Calvoda.
Yeah, Patton, he looked, when he tripped up the player, he looked back at the referee looking for that hand, and he was pleasantly surprised that the official was telling him to play on. So, again, the officials just let this game go. Nothing really called other than the too many men on the ice twice against Northridge.
Patton by himself. Almost created that turnover. Quaylen trying to get there. Quaylen, who's now has the game-winning goal if it stands this way, as he scored it late in that second period. Puck out in front. Winds up and fires. Puck still loose in front. And that'll be cleared away by the Bobcats. Oh, a dangerous hit there. Luckily it wasn't called, as you might have had a case for Zachary Carnes on that open ice hit. They might have stuck his leg out just a little bit too much, but the referees are consoling each other, and they did not see that deemed an illegal play.
Yeah, it's just a dangerous play, and I think a lot of knee-to-knee hits that you see, it's not always intentional, right? You're trying to lay a hit on a guy, and he makes a little move around you, and all of a sudden your knees come together. So I don't think that was necessarily intentional, but like you said, a lot of penalties in hockey aren't all that intentional.
Northridge trying to center that in front. Kept in by the defenseman Bushton. Montana State not facing any pressure, though, in their own zone, but they still cough it up anyway. So Milas' shot on the right side goes hard and rims out and around to the neutral zone.
The lazy pass by Jewell. Do not give Cal State Northridge any reason to find life, as Montana State's done a great job putting them in check, but don't give them any chances.
Milas cutting through the neutral zone. Milas trying to enter in, but it looked like Eli Burngut was a little too eager, and Northridge goes offside.
Yeah, second time Northridge has jumped offside a little too quickly, and Northridge, I don't think they're pressing, but I think they're trying to get that goal as quickly as they can, and maybe they're a stride ahead of each other, and it's got to calm down. It's only one. Easy for us to stay up here in the booth, but all it takes is one bounce, one shot, and it's a tie game again.
Anderson in the corner for the Bobcats, able to get that puck out. Retrieving it is the forward Abaya. Abaya with a hard rim, but no Northridge player there. Soccered up to Paris. Paris on the soccer kick, not able to find a person, but he comes back in and he scores! Another broken play in that Montana State forecheck. Able to corral and create the turnover, and it's Paris, as he made a great read to keep the puck in on the weak side, and he's able to put it home at the doorstep, and it's a 4-2 Montana State lead.
Yeah, and Montana State really started to neutralize the game a little bit when they got that forecheck going. The forecheck has been persistent through the last period and a half, and right there again, forcing that turnover from behind, and two quick shots out in front, and they get one home, and all of a sudden it's a 2-goal lead. It's always about who gets that next one, and Montana State's got the last two.
Coming in on attack again, Patton. Patton on the backhand, trying to center that in front. Puck bobbles up, he gets it right back. A little too hot of a pass, though, to his defenseman Anderson. Montana State's going to have to go back in their own zone. Chirex on the breakout pass, will now come to the neutral zone. The broken pass will find Forbes. Forbes corrals it in the neutral zone. Now gets it in. Bing with the wrist shot hard high. Northridge trying to slow down the own zone, and they will. Bushton Far side pass from Ramirez, but he couldn't get around the defenseman Thomas.
Stretch passes aren't working right now for Cal State Northridge. Every time they try to go over 2 lines, there's 3 blue sweaters there to corral and suffocate that puck. So for Cal State Northridge at this point, it's got to be a little more methodical. Make those short passes. You have the speed, right? All it takes is one short pass cutting up the middle of the ice, and all of a sudden you're gone. So don't worry too much about getting that breakout pass. Try and keep it short and simple on your way up the ice.
As Northridge finishes off the change, it'll be Bashir in the circle for the Bobcats. That'll be won by them. Wheeling around his gears and is out of his own zone. Now Northridge could be a 3-on-2 developing. Rzinkoff gives it over to Howell. Howell ends up getting sent to the corner. Rzinkoff trying to center that in front, and the one-timer shot goes high from Burngut. Gears keeps it in. Down below the goal line, Northridge trying to chip away at this 2-goal deficit they're facing. Puck comes over to Burngut. Burngut finally moves it over to his forehand, but his weak wrist shot gets blocked. Up to the point. Gears with a hard wrister, and Butler's able to see through the traffic. Butler doing a great job being able to track that puck even if there's bodies in his way.
Yeah, and he's done a great job, right? I think we've seen that a lot. Montana State's done a good job clearing the shooting lanes open, and not shooting lanes open for a hard shot. It's just when that puck comes, allowing their goaltender to see around, and Butler's done a good job tracking that puck.
Turnover again, Northridge gets that shot off. That time Hoover trying to retrieve his own rebound, but Butler was there a little quicker.
Yeah, Butler again, he stood strong, and he stood strong when he's had to. Only faced 26 shots, nothing too insane, but Cal State Northridge, other than those first breakaway chances, hasn't really had anything good. Obviously they scored twice, but really other than that and the breakaway chances within the first 10 minutes of the game, it's been lockdown hockey defensively for Montana State.
Northridge again trying to get that shot through. Velasquez gets it blocked. Comes up to the neutral zone. Dumped back in is Carnes, but he couldn't get all the way down as it hits a body. Northridge fiddling away with it. It'll be out of the reach of Sumailis, but Weissing's waved off. Hoover trying to center that in front, unable to. All the players are digging for it. The Matadors regroup. Abaya on his forehand hits the brakes. Puck gets glued to the kick plate though, and he just can't get that puck off. Paris with the indirect pass. Icing's waved off due to the hustle of Ross Hansen. And we're going to have a penalty behind the plane. It's going to be an interference call. And it looks like it might be going against Northridge.
Yeah, it's going to be Carnes, and that's an interesting call. Is that interference? Sure, right? I think textbook that is, but the way this game's been called, there's been a lot more when you're talking about tripping and stick infractions that have let go. And Carnes, all he really was doing was kind of finishing his check, and an interesting time for that interference call, to say the least.
Montana State able to really put this game away if they can get this next goal. Up at the point, Forbes faking the shot on, as then he ended up sliding it over to Patton, but it was the snatcher of Calvoda to snatch it like a fish, like a grizzly bear. And with 9 seconds already surpassed in this man advantage, Montana State's back again. Another point shot on, and that'll go by Calvoda. Finally be cleared by the Matadors. You have to think they're going to be a little more aggressive on this penalty kill due to the forecheck and due to being down already in this game.
Yeah, down 2, and we've seen it happen before. We saw Abaya get free on a penalty kill, so putting their fastest forwards out there on the kill.
It's going to be the aforementioned Abaya again, but he ends up losing the puck trying to gain zone entry. Thomas. Cross-ice feed. Montana State enters in the zone. Up to the point, Forbes. Leaves it over, and the shot on. Rebound in front, goes high over the goaltender, Calvoda. Again, point-to-point play by Montana State. Pass gets blocked. Patton, a little late to react, and the defenseman Gears is able to clear that puck down.
Very good job on Montana State to get back in the neutral zone, realizing they're up by 2. Don't take any chances on the power play.
Forbes tickling right in through the middle. Calvoda, big save. Puck still loose in front, and it's finally whistled down. And the referee looks like he's caught a few culprits after the whistle, as a couple players tangled up for both teams in front of the crease.
Yeah, a hard finish at the end of that. It was Forbes crashing in hard, and he's going to get a call, a slashing call, so Forbes is going to have to sit. And this is a big for Cal State Northridge. They can really gain some momentum, right? They killed the first minute 20 off of that power play. Now they're going to have to go 4-on-4. They're the faster team. This benefits Northridge. If they can get a goal here before they go on the power play, all of a sudden you could be talking about a 4-4 hockey game.
Again, possibly what you were alluding to earlier, Seth, maybe a possible makeup call by that referee, because again, it was the same referee that made this call as he did on that interference call. And now we're going to have 4-on-4 play for about 40 seconds. Draw one forward by Lauren. Lauren working hard on the half wall. Puck will be taken away by Paris. Paris up now to Quaylen. Quaylen with speed in the wrist shot, and a shot gets blocked by the defenseman Bushton. Bushton his own zone, trying to set up, but he's unable to. Trying to pass it up to Lauren, but he ends up losing at the blue line. Wrist shot on from Quaylen, and that'll force Calvoda to make a stop.
Good job by Montana State. They turn that puck the other way, and again, you see, you get that shot off. If you're able to get back in there and get it deep, you kick it against the board, right? Don't let Northridge get any sort of chance to pick up the puck and go the other way. And doing a good job kind of getting the shots they want and then mucking the puck up in the corners when necessary to avoid a quick breakout pass or a quick counter attack by the Matadors.
Draw one by Rorick. And he'll get it back from his defenseman, Rorick. Gains his zone. And it's a hard rim around. Northridge now on the power play with about 1:15 left. Puck will find Thomas, and he'll dump that one all the way down, and Calvoda will have to play it. It looks like it's another call behind the play. It looks like to be an elbowing call to Northridge, Quentin Abaya, and it's going to be an elbow.
Yeah, it's going to be an elbow on Geyers. Again, finishing a check in behind the play, and it's kind of hard to argue with an elbow, and you could hear the frustration from the Cal State Northridge bench. That was their chance to capture some momentum back, and they're going to give it away here. It's still 4-on-4. It can still get a goal, but going to go back on the penalty kill, and it's really tough time to do that. The clock is starting to tick away here, so the more you're killing penalties, the more you're taking time away from really attacking and trying to get that lead erased.
Thomas able to keep that puck in for Montana State. The deflection pops up in the air, but somehow does not hit the netting, and we still have the play resuming. Carnes trying to get around as we're going to have another penalty called, and it's going to be an interference call as Carnes had the extra step on the defenseman for Montana State, and as he was trying to chip that puck and get around him, the Montana State player interfered.
Yeah, it's going to be, it looks like it's going to be Hansen to the box, and kind of a weird time for the officials to clamp down on penalties. We've seen a lot of, we saw 3 penalties in the first 2 minutes, or the first 2 periods. We've seen 4 penalties in the last 3 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's going to be real interesting now. So it's going to be end up a 4-on-3 opportunity, as we hope you got your erase board out to be able to keep track of all these penalties. Northridge. Now again, the wrist shot on, rebound in front. That's another save by Butler. 3 saves that sequence, and he robs Lauren right in front of the net.
Yeah, and you could find a little bit of concern, when your goaltender doesn't see a lot of shots. I know he's seen 29, but he hasn't seen anything too intense like that. But sometimes a goaltender can get a little cold when they don't see a ton of action in front of them. But right there, Butler staying sharp, and he keeps his team at 2.
Northridge wins the draw again. Norak having to cycle it over to his teammate Lauren. Lauren loses handle of it. It's not cleared out, kept in by Ramirez. Gears over to Ramirez. Ramirez fakes the shot for the shot pass. Beautiful play if it happens, and Lauren just couldn't get good wood on it. Ramirez again at the point. Wrist shot on. That'll be sticked away by Butler. Kept in by the defenseman Gears. Gears trying to get that shot through, ends up getting blocked by a body in front. And we're back to 4-on-4 play for about 40 seconds. Has a few good chances for Northridge there.
Yeah, Northridge had the opportunity in a pass that was in the skates of Lauren. He just couldn't get his stick on it in time, and that would have probably been a goal, a good pass from right to left.
Ramirez drops it for Gears, gets it right back on trying to get that deflection, but it's saved by goaltender Butler. And another shot, and it goes off the post. Fast and furious right now from Northridge. Again, not letting up, it's Sumailis. Sumailis tries to center that in front, but it's taken away by Truex. Matadors are back, and they have a 5-on-4 advantage now, as that's gloved by the goaltender Butler with 20 seconds left.
Well, they didn't score, but they did get a lot of momentum back, and with 20 seconds left, a huge opportunity here. If they can get one, all of a sudden that puck is going to start moving in their favor a little bit. They'll have the momentum, but this is going to be a huge momentum swing within the next 20 seconds.
Draw one by Paris, kept in by Velasquez. Velasquez in the corner. He's able to take it out himself. Velasquez throws it down in the corner, trying to find that feed, and Butler is able to make that pass block. Nobody there for Northridge, allows Montana State zone entry. Coming in with speed was Hansen. Although he loses the puck, he's still on the forecheck. He gets it right back. Quick shot on. The goaltender, Calvo, doesn't know where it is, and it ends up being cleared away by one of his teammates, Velasquez. Game's starting to open up a little bit as you can hear the fans cheering at Oceanside Ice Arena. A few more Montana fans, though, in the crowd compared to Northridge fans. Trying to deke his way through is Steffen. Steffen ends up blowing a tire behind the net. Zachary Carnes getting out of his own zone. Has a puck stuck in front of the Northridge bench. As they're trying to find it. Ends up getting taken away, though, and Steffen goes in, and with a weak shot on, easily gloved by Calvoda.
Well, and that's not necessarily a bad idea. You just get the game slowed down, and when the game starts to slow down a little bit, it gets into Montana State's favor, and anything at the net and anything that's getting covered up, any offensive zone faceoff, make Cal State Northridge skate the entire length of the ice, and they're doing a good job. 8:40 left. Cal State Northridge needs something quick.
Northridge wins a draw on their own end. Matthew Bushton out on the left side. Hard pass off the boards, out of the reach of Abaya. Abaya able to collect that broken play. Now entering the zone. Wrist shot on, somehow found his way through, and Butler wasn't expecting that, but he able to make the save. Thomas turning back around in his own zone. Quayling gloves it down. Ends up being deemed a hand pass, as it was Herman the first one to touch it for Montana State, and the puck goes back in Montana State zone.
That faceoff's going to go all the way back down, so that's where the pass came from. It was gloved, even though it was gloved in neutral, it was sent from the Montana State end, so Cal State Northridge getting a chance to set up offensively if they can win this faceoff.
Going by the Bobcats. Truex couldn't get that puck out on the first try. Puck will now find Lauren. Lauren up to the point. Gears walking the line. Gears with the wrist shot on, and then it's blocked up by Butler up into the netting. And we'll have a stoppage with 7:53 left in this third period.
And that can be the difficulty of playing in this rink, is when you make a save, you know, usually a puck will bounce in the air and it could just bounce back out in front, and instead here, the low ceilings getting some stoppages, and that really benefited Montana State.
Patton trying to center that in front. Gets taken away. Ramirez with speed. Cutting through both defensemen. Ramirez. And he'll get thrown down, but it's going to be a call. And it's going to be a hooking call. Some anticipation from the Northridge bench as they're trying to argue for a penalty shot. And ends up being a slashing call.
Yeah, so Ramirez, he got through. I don't think that's a penalty shot. He got a shot off. And usually when you see a penalty shot, it's on a hook, right? Nobody pulled. It was a slash. It was Truex who had to get back, and Truex got caught with his feet kind of stuck in the ground there, and he eventually got back and was a man to slash. But another big opportunity. Montana State playing with fire here the last few minutes.
So again, Northridge is back on the man advantage. It's going to be taking the draw for them, Sumailis. Sumailis ends up winning the draw, throws it back up to the point. Northridge again going D to D. Burngut gets the point shot through, and it's finally whistled down. As I think Butler might have had it the whole time, but the referee thought he might have seen the puck loose, waited to blow it.
Not a bad idea to dig in there. You're down by 2, and a good job by Zumlas to make sure that that puck was covered up, because you don't want to go back home and be thinking, wow, well, the puck was there, but I didn't do it. I didn't hit it because I thought it was dead. So good job by Cal State Northridge to make sure that that puck wasn't loose. And looks like the puck's going to come out to center as that clearance attempt hit off a Northridge player.
So the puck will go out to the neutral zone with 1 minute and 37 seconds left on this man advantage to the Matadors. Herman and Norak in the draw. Draw won by the Matadors, going D to D, and up the other side is Gears. Gears on the half wall, trying to corral that puck. It'll find Ramirez at the point. Ramirez gets it right back. The wrist shot on, as it was a great defensive read by Connor Steffen to get his stick in the shooting lane of Ramirez, and the puck goes up and out of play.
Yeah, great job indeed. 6:57 left to go here in this third period, and right now it's all about block shots, getting in shooting lanes, and Montana State on the penalty kill has done a great job making sure nothing free, nothing easy. So it's going to be an uphill battle for Cal State Northridge, but getting one here, very important.
Northridge again in their own zone. Again, a possible tripping call is not called by this referee crew.
Again, a little surprising with how they've kind of tightened up in this third period. Thought something like that would be called, but like you said, they're going to let them play, at least in that instance.
About 50 seconds left on the man advantage. Karn's not able to gain the zone with control. Both teams bobbing for it. Ramirez able to use that speed of his and keep the puck in. It's run back around, though, by Montana State and cleared all the way down, and they'll go for a change. Just about 6 minutes left, and now the headman pass. It'll find Lauren. Oh, and an unbelievable defensive play to get his leg in the way was Jewell. And the puck goes up and out of play and deflected. And I'm not sure, Seth, how that puck did not go in.
Well, Jewell doing a great job defensively. If he wasn't there, that puck is going in, as Butler definitely would not have been over from left to right in time. But Jewell saw that pass. I don't think he knew there was a 2-on-1, but he didn't realize the man receiving the pass was so close to him. And for him, he just positioned his body, made sure it got blocked. And Jewell saving a goal right now for Montana State, even though they lead at 2.
Velasquez up to the point, and it handcuffed Butler, and he just got his blocker hand up near his shoulder area and was able to do a nice little shrug to keep that puck and have the whistle.
Yeah, Cal State Northridge hasn't got a lot of shots on net on this power play. We saw the one early on where a lot of hacking and whacking after the whistle, but a lot of block shots, including Jewell, who blocked a big 2-on-1. And
Montana State trying to get the correct players out there.
A little confusion. There may be a late line change. So Montana State's going to have to roll, and Jewell looks like he's a little gassed.
Just kept in. There's under 5 seconds left on this man advantage now, and most likely Montana State's able to get out of this penalty unscathed. Puck at the neutral zone now. It's turned over. Now if the puck is Pears. Pears trying to backhand that pass over to Hansen, but he couldn't reach it. Gary on the backhand side. He's somehow able to keep it. Gary trying to walk out of the corner. Dumped back in by Montana State. About 5 minutes left in this third period. Gary in the corner, trying to play it up to the point. It'll find Paris. Paris getting that weak shot through, but it goes harmlessly wide. Gary, a few puck moves, able to go in through the middle, and it was the shot from Hansen. Diving attempt saved by Calvoda.
Icing waved off, and that might have hurt Northridge more than anything. That would have just gets that time moving. I know they would have been able to get a change. It's not going to matter now as they get an icing themselves back down, but even though Northridge wouldn't have been able to change, it might have saved them a little bit more time. That icing was called, but either way, they're going to get an icing in their favor, and we'll see if they can score off this faceoff.
Yeah, especially with this tired 5-man unit out for the Bobcats, as they're really doing great work in the offensive zone, but unfortunately with that icing call, they're stuck out there.
Yeah, Montana State trying to keep it simple, and they are, right? The short passes, the smart play, and they're making the team in white skate a full 200 feet. And that's textbook close-down hockey by Montana State.
It'll be Bing now for the Bobcats, and his pass gets blocked. Pilskons gives it up to Thomas, but Thomas gets his point shot blocked by Norak. Puck coming through, and both players get tangled up in the defensive zone for the Matadors. Norak able to try and control it. That puck gets stuck on the center ice line. Now it goes the other way. It's a 2-on-1 opportunity for Northridge. Wrist shot on that time. Another opportunity saved by Butler. Rizinkov had a couple great chances. It comes the other way now. And the puck and the net gets dislodged.
And the positivity starts pouring out from the Cal State Northridge bench. You hear coaches yelling, just keep working, and it's getting there. They feel like they're right there, but unfortunately the time is their enemy, and now the face-off is coming outside the Montana State end, so officials deeming that net came off thanks to Cal State Northridge.
You can see Calvoda gesturing over to the bench on when he needs to be pulled as they're down 2 goals, and we're under 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this hockey game. Roerick now over to Burngut. Burngut weasels his way in through, but he couldn't get the shot off. Abaya in the corner, trying to give it to Norik. Roerick couldn't get that shot off and pull the trigger. They'll now pop up to the goaltender Calvoda. Calvoda finally elects to come out and play the puck. Northridge, just as they were entering the zone, the puck just decided to just stop moving and ends up putting all of their players offside.
Took a bad bounce off of Baya, and instead of bouncing in front of him, it bounced off the side of his skate and sat down. Like you said, it just stopped. And when he tried to kick it forward, he had already made his way into the zone, and offside he goes. So tough play, but a great play there coming out by Calvoda, as he knew it was either going to be a breakaway or he had to get rid of that puck, and nearly got his team a rush.
Northridge in the offensive zone. Lauren ends up getting that puck taken away, and will have to come back out in the neutral zone. Gears trying to pull that wrist shot through, and he met Truex right in front and gets his shot blocked. Wrist shot on from Norak. Butler's able to snatch that one. 2:28 left in this third period. Northridge down 2 goals, and they're in last chance saloon right now.
All of a sudden, Northridge overtaking the shots, 38-37 in favor of the Matadors, but a lot of those coming from the outside, and it's been hard for them to find positioning in front of the net. And like we said, really outside the first 10 minutes, it's been tough for them offensively. Montana State figured out, get everybody back, trap them at the blue line, and it's worked.
Thomas able to fight off the forechecker and get it into the Montana State side, but he ends up leaving himself capable to the counterattack, and Ramirez gets the wrist shot off, but he gets his save blocked away by Butler. Now Montana State the other way. Wrist shot on a hard one from Patton, and it goes off the noggin of the goaltender Calvoda and out of play.
Yeah, hard shot there, and Calvoda dropped his head and dropped his glove. That shot was coming pretty high, and a little too high there as it went way over the top, and they are going to say it did go off Calvoda's glove. So the faceoff stays, and Montana State with 2:02 to go Oh, so close to moving on to the next round.
Montana State just trying to kill the rest of this game off. Almost a set play off the draw, trying to dump it all the way down. But the forward, Hoover, was not able to make it there in time. Velasquez, as again with Montana State with this great pressure, has also not allowed Northridge to pull their goaltender.
Yeah, I thought that Calvoda would have gone a couple of minutes ago, but he hasn't even started to make his way towards the bench at any point, and the time's starting to tick away here in Montana State, leaking off every precious second Cal State Northridge has left.
Stefan trying to kill the clock below the goal line, getting some help from Herman. Velasquez will finally center that one out in front into the neutral zone. Puck gets taken away by Sumailas. Sumailas centers that in front, and again another save by Butler. Puck out in the neutral zone gets taken away by Velasquez, but a weak dump gets it intercepted by Jewell. Jewell gains the center ice line, tries to go for the empty net and misses high. Under 60 seconds left, and it's a pulled net for Northridge. Gears on the left side, stopping and turning, trying to flip that one through. No one able to get to the end of it. Norak on his backhand side. Norak. Alexa cycles it back down. That'll find Sumailas. Puck on the right side. Burngut keeps it in. Centered out in front. Oh, and dangerously as it was wide open with Sumailas, and the pass was just off from Gears. Puck gets centered out in front, and Butler will cover it up. 20.7 seconds left, and it's a 4-2 Montana State lead as they're trying to hold on to it.
Yeah, and a pass across from right to left, and nearly got all the way through. That was another one where Cal State Northridge just wasn't able to capitalize on what could have been an easy one-timer, and that's kind of been the story, right? Cal State Northridge not able to capitalize. They do have 41 shots, but a lot of those shots from really the second period on have been from the outside, not a ton of great looks. And again, I can't say enough, Montana State suffocating the middle of the ice, making sure nobody was cutting any streaks up the rink. And since then, it's been tough for Cal State Northridge to find a groove.
As Cal State Northridge has taken the timeout, how do you think they're going to be able to really try to penetrate through that defense of the Bobcats?
You just got to get in front. You got to get bodies in front, get in the eyes of the goaltender, and it's something that we really haven't seen a lot. And you heard it from the bench. The bench yelled, hey, get in front, get in front. At this point, you got to shoot, and you got to create traffic. It's got to look like the I-10 on a Monday out there in order for anything to get through, as Butler's been fantastic, making 39 saves.
Northridge trying to retrieve that puck and get that in front. They finally do, but it's taken away by Forbes. Forbes trying to kick that puck out. Ramirez is able to keep it in on the Northridge side of the ice. They're trying to get relentless and retain the puck. It'll find Ramirez. Ramirez, Rishaw gets blocked. And it's over. And Montana State advances to the next round. And Northridge season unfortunately has come to an end.
Yeah, that's it for Cal State Northridge. That's only their 7th loss of the season. And it's going to be a tough way for them to go out. They had a lot of offense early on, but they couldn't find a way to be methodical about their way up the ice. I feel like they didn't really make any sort of adjustment in terms of how they were going to change the way, right? I think it was pretty obvious early on that Montana State was going to try and trap them in the neutral zone, and after that, they didn't really try and keep it short and simple. They really tried that stretch pass, but Montana State had 2 defenders there at each time. So a really tough one for Cal State Northridge, and a tough way for their season to end as they get 42 shots on net, but 40 saves by Christian Butler, and that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you just run into a really good goaltender, and that was the case this evening for the Matadors.
As both teams are shaking hands, a great sign of respect shown by the ACHA. Again, another tight contested hockey game as we welcome you inside our press box. Brett Vaughn alongside Seth Askelson. And Seth, for Northridge, although their season has come to end, they did have their opportunities tonight. It's not like they were just dominated by Montana State.
Yeah, Northridge had the opportunities. A lot early on, a lot of breakaways, but after that couldn't really find anything. But they did have some chances. I think a good job by Christian Butler to really good rebound control. I didn't really see anything stay out in front. Everything that was in was being sucked up. So he had a really good game, and Butler really the star of the show. And to me, he's the player of the game for this game for sure.
And for Montana State, they're going to have a tough task of having to wake up early tomorrow. Quick turnaround at 10 a.m. as they face Boise State here. What do you expect from them of what they showed in tonight's game to be able to have some success against Boise State tomorrow?
Well, there's two stereotypical ways this goes, right? Okay, the team played the night before, they wake up early, they got to play the first game tomorrow, and they come out sluggish and they have a hard time. Or you can kind of go out the underdog story. With Montana State, Neely didn't make it out here. Allegiant heard their story that Montana State was not going to be able to bust down from Montana due to the weather. Allegiant heard about the story, paid for all the flights to come down here. So Montana State going from barely being on the verge of, almost not making it, having to be replaced, to winning tonight and getting an opportunity to knock off the highest remaining team in ACHA's Western region, number 3 ranked Boise State.
Yeah, again, a great gesture by Allegiant Airlines. A great thing by them, and really fortunate. Almost Montana State, you have to feel almost they're playing with house money because they were thinking they weren't even going to be able to make it here.
Yeah, they're playing with house money, and they're going to get themselves another hand tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Time.
Seth, again, I appreciate you joining the broadcast tonight. We appreciate your efforts.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Had a blast, and look forward to the action tomorrow.
All right, folks, again, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And just a reminder that for tomorrow's action, we have 4 hockey games coming to you live here on Arizona State Hockey YouTube, with the first one being the number 3 seeded Boise State Broncos facing the number 11th ranked Montana State Bobcats, and that'll be at 10 a.m. Arizona Standard Time. Well, folks, for all my colleagues here, Niall Cooper, Seth Askelson, I'm Brett Vaughn, reminding you of tonight's final score. The Montana State Bobcats 4, the CSU Northridge Matadors 2. We say, again, thank you so much for tuning in tonight to Arizona State Hockey YouTube, and so long from Oceanside Ice Arena in Tempe, Arizona.